So yesterday I was talking to one of my clients and she asked me a very interesting question. And I thought I should share with you guys. And the question was, when was the point in your life, that moment when you realize that you have outgrown yourself? And that really hit me. And it kind of made me think like, what was that moment? Because to be very honest with you, I have said this a lot of the times. I never believe in the power of manifestation and belief and blah, blah, blah. I thought all of this was just bullshit. But I was always a nerd for psychology and I used to, you know, dive deep into astrology, research and everything. And there I learned something that completely changed me as a person. And I think that was the moment I outgrew who I was as a person and I became a manifestation machine because I understood the mechanics of manifestation. And that moment was when I realized I was studying something in psychology and I realized that fears manifest. And the more you fear something, the more you encounter that into your reality. And that got me thinking that, hey, I have a lot of fears. How many times have I faced my fears? And turns out it was quite a lot. Fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, fear of cockroaches. I had that. So I realized the more I feared something, the more I attracted that into my reality. And I started studying that more, like why do fears manifest? And here's something I understood. The equation that I got to was that fears are just like beliefs. Now, when they say beliefs manifest, and law of attraction says if you can feel something that has already happened, you can manifest that. If you are on the same vibration, law of vibration, if you're on the same vibration, you attract things that are available on that vibration. Law of assumption, if you can assume something to be true, it comes into existence. And that kind of got my mind working in a very opposite direction, like, hey, fears are working just like what all this spiritual practices have been preaching all along. Like, uh, all my fears have manifested in my relationship. So then I understood the concept of limiting belief. And my equation is what you truly desire minus the fear that you have equals to your limiting belief. I'll say it again. What you truly desire minus the fear that you have equals to your limiting belief. Now, I want you to ask yourself, how many fears do you have currently? And how many times have you encountered those fear into your life? And answer and just answer for yourself and observe. You're going to realize that fears manifest. So fears are like the opposite of belief, but they are backed by very intense emotion. Just like all these spiritual practices that say, if you can feel something, you can attract that. And fear is something that you can feel. And it's a very intense feeling. So don't we attract fear into our life? Like if we have fear of abandonment, we keep coming across partners who abandon us. If we have fear of rejection, we keep chasing people because they keep rejecting us. Isn't that so true? But in case of belief, we usually do not have that much of intense emotion. And That's when I understood the concept of manifestation, and that completely changed my life. And I think that was the moment in my life I outgrew who I was as a person, and I completely changed how I think about reality. And as an hypnotherapist, and then I became an instant healing hypnotherapist. So that completely shifted my perspective on reality, and I understood how manifestations work. If beliefs can be backed by intense emotion, they come into existence. Manifestation happen. And I think one of the biggest reason why my high value love identity program has been a massive success is because I cracked that code. That was the starting point for me. And I think the easiest way that I can tell you, hold on to a positive belief, such as, like for me, it's I don't want to be just another healer. I want to be a legend in the world of healing. I want to go down as a legend in the world of healing. That's my bigger vision. And I may be small right now, but that's what I want. So what do I do? I have that belief. Now I back that by emotions. And how can I back that by emotions? I focus on all the legends. I watch movies about legends, how they made it. I watch a lot of different coaches who were legends of their time. I watch a lot of the people who were legends of their time, be it in any kind of sports or in any kind of activity. And I start drawing in what is common between all of them. What was the emotion that they were feeling? And I try to tap into that inspiration. And I think that's the emotion that feeds my belief. And I've been seeing results because of that. Now, personally, I'm a guy who loves competition. I'm a very competitive guy. And you put me in any kind of competition, I love that aspect of competition. Now, there was this fitness competition about, like 5 kilometer obstacle race. It was all about fitness, and I was so excited for it. I was so excited for it. I started training. I was doing a lot of different kind of training, and the day arrived, and I did it. And once it was over, I realized more than the competition in itself, I enjoyed the process. And I'm a very competitive guy. I love competition. But when we are talking about healing, the healing industry, I can't be competitive. How can I be competitive with other people over here because they are all doing such amazing work? And I operate the best when I have a competitor. When I have a competitor, I want to go all in. I practice like hell. I study like hell. I train like hell. And that feeds me. So here's the thing I do. I envision myself in the future as a legend who has already accomplished, who has become a legend. I envision myself as that. And I think of myself like I'm competing this guy. Now I have to defeat this guy and I have to win from this guy. And then I go all in. So the future me is quite successful. He's a legend and he's done things. He is the master of healing. He's the master of healing anyone. He's the master of manifestation, of SP or anything, or his high value love identity program is far superior than my high value love identity program. So I ask myself the question, what do I have to do to outperform this person? And that changes the perspective and that strengthens my belief. And now I'm competing with myself. It's a very healthy competition. And that's the conversation I had with my client. And I thought That's something very good to share with you guys. Hope you guys take some inspiration from it and understand how manifestations work. Start working on your fears, remove your fears, believe in yourself, achieve your dream life. Take care, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye bye.